Feel like racing to the end of the bridge?
I feel like crawling back into bed.
Me too.
We gotta race the bridge?
Yeah. Hey, I got some news. Guess who was appointed to the vacant supervisor seat? Oh, me. What? That's not fair. Berto, that's not fair. You wait till the bridge to tell me that?
I couldn't tell you before. Ooh, the news was embargoed until 7 o'clock this morning.
You think?
Hey, I don't think that's the proper form of address for a supervisor.
Excuse me, you think, miss?
Do you know that each supervisor in this county is more powerful than the mayor?
I don't care how powerful you are. To me, you're still a think.
Remember that big cocaine bust in Chatsworth?
Yeah.
Police lab report says the dope was cut with Cetamil, an Italian baby laxative. I wonder which is the bigger high.
I don't know.
That was a joke.
Oh.
Boy, you're chipper this morning.
No. How chipper would you be if you just found out that your house is slipping down a hillside?
Depends on how I like the view from the bottom.
I had an engineer out there. It's going to cost me $20,000 to shore it up.
Oh, boy.
Well, this is a big day for Los Angeles.
Why?
Rick Carey getting appointed supervisor. Didn't you read it on the wires?
He was appointed to fill the seat left vacant when Supervisor Hartunian died. Wasn't Assemblyman Shillito expected to get that position?
Yeah, that's why this is such a stroke of luck.
Oh, I don't know much about Carey.
Successful lawyer down here. Big public interest lawyer. He helped draft some of the major fair housing legislations on the enlightened side of every issue, besides being just a good guy.
How do you know he's a good guy?
We're old friends. I know him really well.
You and Carey, huh?
As a matter of fact, yeah, we go way back. We waited on tables in a sorority house in college. He's such a good-thinking guy, you wonder where he sneaked through.
He was appointed. He wasn't elected.
If you have such good access, maybe we should swing you over to the Board of Supervisors.
Oh, no way, Lou. Really, I mean it. We're really good buddies. And if somebody digs that up, everything I wrote would be suspect. I don't mind briefing our guy.
It's Tyler. Get with him as soon as you can.
Thank you.
Let me pop something off on you.
Okay.
Executive exercises. Exercises you can do at work by sitting at your desk, like raising up and down while talking on the phone. Ways for the busy man, woman to keep in shape.
Does it work?
I don't know. I just made it up.
Well, I guess you can squeeze half a column out of it.
I was hoping to make it a series. Any other ideas?
For my stories, yeah. For the health beat, no. Unless you want to do a story about how smokers affect the health of non-smokers around them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've already done that one. Anything health-oriented in the morning wire?
Sorry, Jerry.
Oh, God, it's one of those dry days.
Like every day.
Art, any ideas for me?
Okay, look. They're spraying the plums in Hemet with that new stuff. What's it called?
Insecticide.
No, the new kind. As a consumer, I would like to know, is it safe to eat the fruit if I just wash it with water, or do I need to do more?
Like what?
Like sandpapering it.
I don't know.
Well, maybe you should find out. It might make a good column. A pretty good column.
Not really. But I can make it work.
Hello. All right, when you have a minute.
I've got a minute now.
Yeah, Charlie. What is it?
Acid rain.
Oh, I got a break on that story. Farmer up north who's mad gave us a hot interview.
Can the series start this Sunday?
This Sunday?
Yeah.
I still don't have the local angle.
Well, it's just that we have a big hole Sunday and we can use acid rain.
Well, I need to get together with Sweeney and Phelps to integrate what they've got. It's just a matter of finding the time this week.
Which is hard for you when you're working the city desk as well as trying to be environment editor.
Not ordinarily, but a lot of stuff's been coming at us lately.
And maybe we picked the wrong time for you to be trying to do environment.
Do you want to take me off it?
I just wanted to know how you felt about it. Hey, if it'll make life easier for you, don't feel that you can't drop environment. If you just as soon try it a little bit longer, it's okay too.
How much time do I have?
Art, Don't look at this as if it were some kind of a test.
Why not? That's what it is. But don't worry. I'll pass. All the references on Noelle Kilmer confirm she's bright, competent, hardworking. She's awfully young, though. So if she doesn't work out, you'll be vulnerable for appointing someone who's too inexperienced.
But she's good?
Yes.
Well, let's hire her.
Okay.
Always go with good.
Now, this could be a problem.
Poll results, I bet.
Shillito has a higher name recognition. He's definitely going to run. Too bad this isn't your beat. You could plan something helpful for us.
I'm just here for breakfast. How much time do we have?
Well, 7 weeks to the election, which means you should be passing him within a month, or forget it. So you're being the incumbent for this shorter period of time really isn't going to help that much.
Yeah, it works against us. If I start politicking now, I'll look like an opportunist who only cares about his re-election. Which is true. Thank you. But I don't want to look that way.
I don't think we have any choice. Shillito, as a state assemblyman, already has a political base. He wanted that appointment very much.
And instead, it went to me. He's going to hit us very hard.
And dirty.
Wonderful guy, Shillito. Do you remember listening to him on the radio when we were in school?
Yeah, I liked him then. Shillito's...
Nice place.
Right, from midnight to 6 a.m. Then he bought the station or something.
He's part of a syndicate that did. Through that, he got into a couple of TV stations in the Central Valley. He was one of the first into the cable. That's where he made his big money. Then he went into politics.
Other than the fact that he's a caveman on all the important social issues of the day, it's an inspiring story.
You're going to have to campaign, Bert, or call this re-election off.
I'm just not comfortable with that. Why don't we let the people know who we are first? I mean, let them see me as a good supervisor for 10 minutes.
10 minutes I can live with.
2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks. Well, this might help. A request for an interview from Les Pearsall. Monroe's here.
Oh. Okay, I can face the consequences of my decisions. I took the Bears in 7 Sunday.
Ooh.
How do you like the Rams in Pittsburgh?
I don't bet on anything where the ball bounces funny.
Okay, I made the check out to you. You got cash?
Yes.
We don't want to check with my name on it going to those guys. I'll put 4 bills on the Rams if this spread hasn't changed, all right? Listen, what do you know about this journalist, Les Pearsall?
Good man, knows his stuff. You won't get a fair deal from anyone.
Okay, thanks. Helps a lot.
Get me the clip file from the library on the spraying of plums in Hemet.
Right.
And move, we're on deadline.
For you on 3, David Sloan. What?
He's an old friend who would like a job here, so I said I'd read his stuff. Charlie looked at it, too.
Bad?
Just not good. Just somebody who shouldn't want to be a writer. And a nice guy. Oh, jeez.
Hello? Dave, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Listen, I'm glad you called. I showed your file to some people here. Well, the deal is that we're really not looking for someone right now. Well, when that time comes, you know, other people might have candidates. What I think? Well, I think the writing was good for what those pieces were. Of course, it isn't the style that we usually go for here. Yeah, I realize that you can use the word. Well, I'm sorry, we're just not hiring. Yeah, I sure will. Thanks, Dave. Where the hell is Kenny with that clip file?
You just sent it.
I'm held up on this environmental impact piece till I get it in deadlines in 20 minutes. Where is the file?
Jerry Hofster checked it out of the library.
Well, go get it from him.
I tried. He wouldn't give it to me.
You told him I needed it for deadline?
He said you told him to use it. He's writing the column you wanted for deadline. He refused to give it to me.
This is Duncan, the head of the union. Well, didn't you get any names while you were there?
I was called after the meeting started. I had a choice between getting names or getting pictures.
You caught this guy napping. Cute.
Teachers union?
Yeah.
They're gonna support Carrie for supervisor.
I haven't heard that.
Isn't official yet.
Inside information?
I just heard it at breakfast. It's a smart move on the teacher's part, too, because Carrie is real interested in improving education.
I think I'm okay on the rest of this. Thanks.
How do you know Bert Carey?
From college, originally. I dropped out and he went on to law school. Yeah, we hooked up about 7 years later and picked up our last conversation right where we left off.
I know what you mean. I've got a few friends like that.
Yeah, Bert's my only friend like that. We're real different, though. He likes to live more on the edge.
Being in politics.
Yeah, being up for election, driving fast, betting, stuff like that.
What kind of betting?
Just on football.
Big money?
Not huge. More than a few dollars. A couple $100 a game.
That can get a county supervisor in debt to the wrong people, can it?
Why, if he's careful?
Are you going to give this to Tyler for background?
Give it to Tyler? No, come on.
What happened?
I got what I needed.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Who's the last person you'd expect to get busted for possession of cocaine at a party last night?
Mrs. Pinchon.
Someone in politics, someone with everything to lose and nothing to gain? You got it.
Alexander Haig.
No. Who? Ralph Shillito, your buddy's competition in the supervisor's race.
Uh-huh. The only thing weird about that is his getting caught. Shillito involved with drugs does not surprise me.
With an election coming up?
I'm glad we found out before the election. What's this do to his lead?
What lead?
Yeah. Okay, Charlie, I'll be right in.
Close the door, Lou. I think you ought to hear this.
I don't want to keep on repeating this.
Just tell Lou what you were telling me.
I wasn't going to say anything at all. I was just going to stay home and recuperate. But then I realized that that would be terribly wrong. Actually, it took me a little while to get angry. I think I was in a state of shock there for a while.
What happened?
Well, yesterday I was working against a deadline on my column, an idea that Donovan suggested, a pretty good one to give him credit. Then the man came into my office in a hostile state. He started to grab things off my desk, and when I asked him what the hell he thought he was doing, he hit me and sprained a wrist.
He hit you on the wrist?
He grabbed me by the throat and he shook me, and I was so surprised I didn't have time to defend myself, and then he threw me against the cabinet. That's when this happened. The worst thing, Lou, is I have high blood pressure and a heart condition. I saw a doctor. My blood pressure was right through the roof.
I'm sorry.
Well, thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. I really do.
Now, what you're saying is that you and Donovan argued and you mixed it up.
I didn't mix anything up. I was too startled. He was too rabid.
Donovan? Rabbit?
He was wigged out. Kept threatening me with a pencil. I just wanted him to get out of there.
A pencil? An HB or a number 2?
Well, he was waving it around. It could get in your eye, Lou.
Why didn't you come to me with this right away?
This is right away. First I was shook up, then I saw the doctor, and he gave me something to help me sleep, which I did, and when I woke up, I came in.
Oh, this is really unfortunate.
Well, it's more than unfortunate, Lou. I'm afraid it'd be terribly wrong for me to let this pass.
What do you mean, Jerry?
I mean, I'm going to sue Art Donovan and the Tribune. I don't want to sue the Trib, Lou. But my attorney says I have to.
You want to get the door, Art? Okay. Why don't you tell me what happened between you and Hollister?
What did he say happened?
Well, I'd rather just hear your side.
My side? You were there yesterday. I assume we're talking about yesterday.
Huh.
He wouldn't give the copy boy the clip file I needed, so I went and got it.
You went and physically got it?
You saw me. I had to go to his office. I said, let's cut out the nonsense. The clip I needed was on his desk. I grabbed it. The damn thing tore. I called him a jerk and came back here to write the story.
You didn't hit him?
Hit him?
Are you serious?
Just tell me you didn't hit him.
I didn't hit him.
What did you do to him?
Nothing.
You didn't touch him?
No. Well, not really. I mean, I may have grabbed him by the collar. I walked in there and I said, okay, Hollister, where is the plum file? And instead of giving it to me or saying, here it is, he says, I have it and I need it. So I'm thinking, I don't have time to mess around with this guy. So I did grab him by the collar and I said, all right, tell me where it is. And then I saw it on the desk and I let him go.
You didn't shove him?
No, I released him and he stumbled backwards.
You couldn't have shoved him?
I didn't.
Okay. That's not touching him.
I touched his shirt for half a second.
I have the true story now.
Yes? What did he say happened?
Well, he says you hit him. Grabbed him by the throat, shoved him, hurt his wrist. He has a bad heart and he's going to sue.
Oh, jeez, what a turkey.
I appreciated the senator's people calling. First of all, because it was smart politically. Thank you. They understand that the budget of the county supervisors in Los Angeles is like that of a small state, $5 billion. And secondly, because I am concerned about the health care issue, and they knew it. Thirdly, because no senator had ever called me before.
When I came back from Washington, I was surprised that the Tribune had really become a much better newspaper than it was, say, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I always read stories with your byline, too.
Well, thank you, Noel. Thank you. What were you doing in Washington?
I went there after Stanford to work.
As a what?
A waitress. What else does an MA in political science prepare you for? I got a volunteer job on the congressman's staff, but I wanted to come home. Bert took a chance hiring such a neophyte, and it's been great for me. He's really a terrific guy, you know. I would do anything to see his career get going.
It's going pretty well.
Joey, did you hear that?
What? It was on the news on the way over. All the charges against Shillito have been dropped.
You're kidding.
Why? Apparently it was a bad bust. The cops didn't have a right to search the place.
He's holding a press conference in the morning.
He can talk his way out of this when he deserves to beat us.
Please, Bert, not even as a joke.
So, would you like to go out sometime?
That's a nice joke, but I'm seeing the fellow from the sheriff's department.
Oh.
He's assigned here sometimes. Thanks anyway. I hope this doesn't mean that we still can't be friends.
No. Oh, let's be friends.
The first question is, did Shillito have the cocaine?
Right, and he says no.
Why don't we ask him if he uses cocaine?
He's not using it now, so he says no.
Ask him if he ever used it.
That's good, because other people would have seen him in the past.
Ask him his future plans.
He'll be waiting for that one, Charlie.
What about giving him a chance to not carry?
That's letting him off the hook, isn't it?
Well, he could give us a good quote, maybe about Carey's gambling. I've heard talk he's a heavy bettor.
I don't want to give Shillito an opening to go after Carey at this press conference.
I want to hear Shillito's views on drug use. Is he for lighter penalties?
Nice. But has he used dope is still first.
If there were illegal drugs in my home, they didn't belong to me.
Mr. Senator?
Yes, Carl.
Where did the drugs come from?
Well, perhaps a guest who hid the stuff when the sheriff's officers came to investigate the noise complaint. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yes.
Did you ever take cocaine?
No.
Will you still run for Bert Carey's supervisory seat?
You bet. Yes.
Have contributions to your campaign slowed?
Yes, they have. We've been hurt by this. There's no question about it. We're just going to have to move forward and hope that I'm judged on my record. You know, I'm frustrated that the charges against me were dropped because the arrest was illegal. I will now not have a chance to prove my innocence in court. You know, in our system, a person is innocent until proven guilty. In politics, however, it's the other way around. Well, thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming.
It rings true, doesn't it?
Art Donovan is a gentle, rational person.
People like that are the first to blow.
Oh, that's junk, animal. That argument really bugs me because it's using the man's good qualities against him. I'm not saying Art is some uptight type who can't express anger. He expresses anger just fine, and he wouldn't hit somebody who worked for him.
What did you think when you first heard about the fight?
really upset me, as a matter of fact. I felt sick to my stomach.
Because inside you believed it was possible.
No, because it was all so awful.
Look, Art was hassled trying to cover the desk and be environment editor, and I heard he was getting some static from Charlie about it, and his house was slipping into the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, sure, but...
So he was under huge pressure, and he needed something from Hollister, who frankly teased me off when I say hello to him in the elevator.
Hollister's a pain in the neck, but that's no reason to hit him.
I just know how exasperating he can be. You know, just because we like Art more than Hollister doesn't mean Hollister's not telling the truth here. So nobody's saying Art walked in swinging, but if Hollister started to get testy, I'd want to strangle the guy. You would.
Hollister works for Art. There's no reason to get physical.
Art doesn't deny he grabbed Hollister by the shirt. Now, how far is it from grabbing someone and just letting him go and actually shoving him? Now, I'm not sure that in the heat of anger you even know the difference.
Hi, Art.
Hi, guys. Hi, Art.
So, anyway, we're assigned to that sewage plant story together.
The apples are good.
Try an apple.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
We were at a movie in Westwood, my wife and I and Art his day. And this guy kept talking behind us.
Oh, the most annoying thing in the world.
Art became a different person. He asked the guy if he wanted to step outside.
Good for him.
I'm telling you, he was out of control. He was ready to slaughter the guy.
What happened?
Well, I just said, why don't we just move?
And?
And we did.
Okay, faced with the most annoying thing in the world, Art did control himself.
I'm telling you, the guy's got a short fuse. I also know he's not married.
That's grounds for a suit right there.
What are you saying, that Art can't get along with people?
I'm saying that steady relationships could be a stabilizing influence.
That's why most murders are the result of domestic quarrels.
Art has had steady relationships, hundreds of them.
We'll get started. Lou,
I've got a poll showing Shillito's almost out of the supervisor's race.
taking after his press conference?
After the press conference.
People don't like their leaders to do drugs.
If he did.
You don't think so?
It's a locked door mystery. I think we'll never know the truth. Just like we'll never know what happened in that room between Art and Jerry Hollister.
Hold it, Reuben. Let me just say this to everyone right now. We've had an unfortunate occurrence. Gossip and innuendo can only aggravate a lousy situation, so let's stick to putting out the paper and ease off the gossip. What have we got for next?
Senator Fleming vacationing in San Moritz with a well-known actress, not his wife.
Who?
Who?
I didn't want to meet at the office. Some of the others may not approve, but I think this is the right thing to do.
I think so, too. How long have you worked for Ralph Shillito?
Oh, since he gave up his business interest to go full-time into politics, that would be the first assembly campaign. Maybe this wasn't a good place to meet. It's very exposed.
I don't think this group is too interested. Were you at the party the night Shillito was arrested?
I organized the party. That's part of the reason I feel so terrible. Then somebody brings somebody that has this cocaine on them.
Who?
No idea. And I'll never admit it.
It wasn't one of the staff members?
No. Even if we used drugs, we'd never be dumb enough to bring them to a public gathering like that. We've all worked too long for Ralph and too hard.
Well, Shillito, of course, was a disc jockey involved in the music business. It's hard to believe cocaine's unfamiliar to him.
Mr. Rossi, in the years I've worked for Ralph, I have never seen any hint of that. It is impossible for me to believe that he had illegal drugs at his house that night.
Oh, close the door after you, Mr. Grant. Come right in. Oh, sit down. So, I hear your employees are now settling their differences with armed violence.
Armed violence?
The latest version has Mr. Donovan chucking a typewriter at Jerry Hollister.
Not true.
Well, I didn't think it was. You know, the top of an organization is the worst position to get the really good gossip.
Well, you know how blown out of proportion these things get.
Oh, I know so well. Were they really arguing about that new girl in advertising?
No. It was about work.
Oh. Then there was also that crazy talk about a lawsuit.
That is true.
Oh.
Hollister is threatening to sue, but we haven't received any papers yet.
I hope you're seeking to find the truth of the matter.
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm the chief investigator on the case. That's why I'm here.
Well, I'm clean, Mr. Grant. I don't get physical. Get my way with people. Having enormous wealth and power is so much easier on the nerves.
My sources place you at the scene of the incident at the time it took place.
They do. Now that's really aggravating.
You weren't there?
Yes, I was there. But I'm a terrible witness. I didn't see anything. I may have heard voices raised, but undoubtedly what I heard was completely out of context.
What did you hear?
Well, I thought I heard Mr. Donovan calling Mr. Hollister a decrepit old has-been. And threatening to break him in half.
Okay, thank you.
Where's Lou?
He's out.
Oh.
Can you tell me?
Yeah, sure. Talked to a lot of people, and I'm fairly convinced it was not Shillito's cocaine that was found at his party. It's even hard to believe one of his guests brought it.
And where did the dope come from? You do know that there's not a lot of love for Shillito at the sheriff's department.
What do you mean?
Well, he's always trying to cut their budget as part of his overall efficiency in government position.
Maybe I should poke around here a little. I'll need a contact.
I know a sheriff's deputy in that office. Here.
This should be most of it.
Oh, thanks.
Art Donovan was a nice change from all these macho types around here, whose idea of a good time is to run your buddy through a window.
Yeah,
Such a gentle, sensitive guy. How's he doing?
fine, fine. Look, Bella, can you check something for me?
What?
Well, I'm looking at the lab report on the coke that was found at Shillito's house, and it was cut with Setamil. Is that common?
I don't know.
Wasn't the coke that was found at the big bust in Chatsworth, wasn't that also cut with Setamil? It's an Italian laxative.
You could be right.
It'd be real interesting to know. I mean, if it was the same formula, for example, Art and I would really like to know.
I'll call you.
Thanks.
Sweetie, you're gonna have to redo the lead on the freeway sniper. Where's Rosenthal? I thought you said he'd be back by deadline.
I told him to be back. He said he would be.
He's getting awfully sloppy. We're gonna have to do something about that.
Okay, when he gets back, I'll beat him up.
Rossi.
It's Bella.
Yeah, Bella?
You were right.
Same stuff?
Same formula. Look, Joe, you don't know me, all right?
All right, but I don't think you have to feel concerned personally. This is a matter of public record.
That was what I'm about to tell you isn't.
Yeah?
7 grams was found at Shillito's house.
7 grams is missing from the stuffed seeds in the Chatsworth bus.
Real interesting. I may have to call you again, Bella.
You understand what this means, don't you?
I think so.
All right, then I feel I've done enough. Don't call me.
Goodbye.
Let's talk about the night of the arrest.
If we have to.
How many sheriffs came to the house?
2. They obviously weren't starting out to make a dope bust. They were investigating a noise complaint. Actually, we weren't really being that noisy. As it turned out, they didn't have a right to search, and that's why the case was thrown out.
Who made the noise complaint?
Neighbor, I suppose. I really never heard who it was.
Do you remember the 2 deputies' names?
No. No, one was a big guy, blonde. The other was sort of average-looking, brown hair, I think. Not memorable.
Which one came out of the kitchen with the cocaine?
The big guy.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sheriff's office? What?
Don't hang up. One easy question. The arrest report mentions 2 deputies, Clyde Dell and Franklin Staggett. Which one is the big blonde guy?
I'm sorry I can't say when you ask it like that.
Is Dell the blonde?
No.
Okay, now I just need to know, was Staggett anywhere near the Chatsworth contraband?
This
Rossi.
is the last time.
Yeah?
Stagg got signed into the property room 2 days before the Shillitoe arrest.
He is, in fact, under investigation by Internal Affairs. If you want to talk more, talk to him. 555.
Wait a second.
555-3160.
3160. Listen, thank you so much.
Hello?
This is Joe Rossi from the Los Angeles.
Hi, Joe. How did you find me? I'm glad you decided we could still be friends.
Noel?
Yeah, this is me. It's nice to hear from you.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
I hear you say that Deputy Stackett is under investigation by Sheriff's Internal Affairs. That has to be confirmed by 2 sources.
It is.
They suspect he planted the cocaine in Shillitoe's house?
That's the implication.
Why?
A lot of people at the sheriff's office just don't want to see that man become supervisor and start slashing their budgets.
The sheriff's office is investigating this by itself. That hardly suggests some kind of sheriff's conspiracy.
No, my impression is that the sheriff's office is pretty straight, and this guy's just a bad apple.
That's not too satisfying, Rossi. What does one guy have to gain from this kind of frame-up?
Maybe he's a true believer.
Maybe. Okay, what do you want to do next?
I don't know, Lou. What do you want to do?
I don't know, Marty. What do you want to know?
Well, I've taken my source just about as far as she'll go. When we run this story, the competition will be climbing all over the sheriff. Maybe that'll jog something loose.
When did you start waiting for the competition to jog things loose?
I'll give it some more thought.
Appreciate it.
Please understand, I feel no animosity toward the Tribune or anyone in this room, so I wanted to come here with my attorney and explain our suit.
Suing people suggests you have some beef with them.
Well, I think what Jerry means is that he's not out to get the Trib. He just wants justice.
What's your definition of justice, Mr. Tracy?
Compensation for my client's injuries and a feeling that his employers understand what happened and are taking measures to correct it.
How do you correct what happened?
Well, I noticed that Art Donovan is still working at the Trib.
You want us to fire Donovan?
Get rid of Donovan as part of the settlement? Is that what you're suggesting?
Gentlemen, how would you like to know my feelings on this matter?
Please.
I understand the desire for justice and the need to right a wrong. What I can't understand is why today, when things don't go the way someone wants, the first words out of his mouth are lawsuit.
Well, some time has gone by since the incident.
Mr. Hollister spoke of suing the Tribune and Mr. Donovan the very next day. And why sue the Tribune? Because the Tribune is thought to have enormous assets, and therefore maybe they will settle and pay some money in order to avoid the cost of a court suit and in order to get on with the business of publishing a newspaper.
My client has a valid claim.
Then take your case to court. You may not be feeling any animosity, Mr. Hollister, but when someone threatens me with a lawsuit, I get teed off. If you persist in this, we will fight. Now, do we have anything else to talk about?
I understand your position, Ms. Penchon. Thank you for hearing us out.
Goodbye.
We better do something.
What? Would you consider firing Donovan?
How's your investigation coming? What do we know now?
We know as much as you did the day you walked by Hollister's office.
Well, I may have talked tough to that lawyer, but I agree with Mr. Hume. We've got to do something to cover ourselves. At the very least, we have to keep Mr. Hollister and Mr. Donovan apart.
Oh, great. I'll put up a fence in the city room.
Well, we can take Donovan off the environment desk so they don't have to work together.
Well, that's a good compromise.
Charlie, I'm going to get together this afternoon with Sweeney and Phelps on the acid rain story.
You don't have to.
You're not going to use it Sunday?
Yeah, but I told Burroughs to work the environment desk for a while.
Oh.
I think he's already talked with Sweeney and Phelps.
Oh.
Check me out on something, will you?
Sure.
The Shillitoe cocaine bust.
Just read your piece, turning into a good story.
turning into? You think there's more?
Oh, isn't there?
I don't know.
What do you know?
Shillito was arrested for cocaine possession, causing great damage to his political career and an apparent frame-up. The trail leads directly to the sheriff's department, where there's hostility toward Shillito, and it apparently leads to one man, Deputy Stackett, who happens to be under investigation by the department itself.
And the trail ends there.
Not quite. Stackett has a girlfriend, Noelle. She works for Bert Carey.
And Carey stands to gain the most from Shillito's downfall.
I know the girl. She is very bright, attractive, young. She actually told me she'd do anything to see Carey succeed.
What does she do for Carey?
She's an aide. Give us a minute. Thanks.
The closer the frame-up gets to Carey, the better the story.
So here's this kid who, in her zeal to help a good man, might be responsible for ruining it.
That's a wonderful story.
If I pass it on to Tyler, I could be contributing to Carey's downfall.
Do you want me to tell you we shouldn't do the story? Carey hired that person. Part of being a leader is hiring the right people.
Even went out on a limb to give somebody that young a chance.
She's that young, she's probably a very junior aide. Do junior aides usually do those things on their own?
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Head to the bridge? I'm with you. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, my. Feeling your ace today, sport? Why are you feeling so full of spunk? I'm not. I'm just getting back at you for the story the Trib did saying Shillito was framed. Jeez. You know, you could revive that guy's political fortunes. Let me ask you something about that. Uh-oh. This sounds like it could be official business.
Let's call it official business.
Yeah?
What do you know about the frame-up?
What I read in the papers.
Deputy Stackett was one of the sheriff's people assigned to you.
Once or twice, there's no regular deputy.
He's also Noelle Kilmer's boyfriend.
And not worthy of her, I might add.
Right. Right, not the kind of guy who could put together a frame-up like this by himself.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you suggesting that Noelle was involved?
I don't think that she could put something like this together herself either.
Come on, Joe. Stop playing cute little reporter games. You haven't got anything.
I just about have it all.
Then you got a problem, don't you?
I've got a problem.
Yeah. Whether to be a reporter or a friend. Now, let's forget friend. Whether to be a muckraking reporter or a good citizen. Because what you write could be the difference between Shillito or me being in power in this county, which is simply the difference between bad and good.
Was the frame-up your idea?
No.
You're chief aides then, and you knew about it. Tell me your side.
Come on, Joe, you know how it is.
No, how is it?
If you want something, you gotta make it happen.
I don't make things happen.
That's right. Because a long time ago, you made the decision to be an observer, a recorder, not a participant. To be a leader, you gotta take charge of things. Now, Shillito is a bad guy. We both know he's done coke, a story that the press did a lousy job on getting out. So, the truth just needed a little helping along to emerge.
You think.
Come on, Joey. Stop acting like you're a babe in the woods. You are a grown-up reporter for a big city newspaper. People play hardball in the real world.
How could you do this?
Look, Shillito will probably survive this anyway. Look, buddy.
Hey, aren't you missing a little irony here, buddy? What you did is going to come out. It's going to backfire.
Not if you're a friend.
Come in, Art.
Rosenthal is in Long Beach, so I found a photog in San Pedro who will get to the site.
Good. Close the door.
What?
Hollister dropped his suit.
Against the Trib or against me?
Both.
Okay. Anything else?
Won't you please?
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it.
Well, I sure am glad to hear it. Apparently, he interpreted our moving you off environment as a concession, and that softened the hurt feelings. It's funny how a little thing like that can make such a difference.
Little thing? Lou, you know how much I want to do environment. I busted my tail to make the Trib competitive in that area, and I don't appreciate being taken off of it because of the things that creep Hollister said about me.
Well, all that's past now that he's dropped his suit.
Sure. Why should he have to go to court when you and everybody else around here as much as admitted he was right by taking environment away from me?
I promise you that this is temporary. I mean, the guy was waving a lawsuit in our faces. We had to throw him a bone. I don't think most people, especially those people who know you, believed you hit Hollister.
But they didn't believe I didn't.
I think they just didn't know.
Exactly. And my word didn't count for anything. Not even with you, Lou. You couldn't just believe me.
I didn't say I didn't believe you.
Do you believe me?
Don't put me in that position.
Fine.
Look, you probably don't know exactly what went down yourself. And now I don't need to know. What if it had been me who was involved in a hassle with Hollister or somebody, and you heard about it? Could you say categorically that you know in your heart that I wouldn't have hit the guy?
No.
You didn't have to answer so quickly. Oh, come on, Art. Come on. Get me off the hook here. No matter what happened in that room, can't we go back to our normal way of working together?
Lou, our normal way of working together is to argue all the time.
Yeah. Let's go back to that.
Do you know that each supervisor in this county is more powerful than the mayor?
So now you're powerful. To me, you're still a fink.
Joey is one terrific guy. He stayed up all night to help me get through chemistry when he should have been studying for his final in modern Russian lit.
Modern German lit, and you begged me. What you did is going to come out. It's going to backfire.
Not if you're a friend. Do you know this journalist, Les Pearsall?
Oh, he's good, knows his stuff. You won't get a fairer deal from anyone.
Thanks, Joey. That helps.
Hey, Art, how's it going?
Pretty good, as a matter of fact. How's it going with you?
Okay. You know.
Anything else happen with that frame-out story?
I'm working on it. All right, wait a sec.
Yeah?
You know, Bert Carey is already doing more for the people of this county than most supervisors we've had. I've seen it up close.
Yeah.
Which is why it bothers me that the frame-up goes beyond the sheriff's department. And as it turns out, just one guy there was doing it, instigated by Carey's people.
Interesting.
And Carey knew. Knows now, knew then.
This is really tearing you up, isn't it?
I don't like losing a friend. I don't like being this late bringing in a story.
I know.
I'm going to turn all this over to Tyler.
It's good work, Joe.
Yeah.
The frame-up did go as high as Carey. Wow. Is that hard to get?
Got it from Carey himself. I don't think I knew more than I did. Standard technique.
I'm sorry, Joe. It's tough. You being so close to him.
Hey, it's a tough world. Got to play hardball, right? I'm done. I'm going to beat it, okay?
Okay.
You still jogging?
Yeah, a few times a week.
Want to run tomorrow? I'm free.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, 6.
Try 7:30.
7:30. The day will be over.
7.
6:30.
6:45.
Fake.
Did an identical twin kill her sister? Teresa Russell stars in the chilling drama Thicker Than Water, an A&E special presentation Sunday. Now, a trigger-happy cop faces disciplinary action when he's involved in another shootout. Join us for Police Story, next on A&E.